Jixie here for another Jixie vlog, so I'm not doing a fairy one for the moment. I'm not doing a. I know that I promised to do an IMVU, whatever you want to call it. I promised to do an IMVU vlog showing more things to do with IMVU, and I've got some ideas, but I've not sort of completely got the ideas in my brain yet. So that will be upcoming. Another fairy video will be upcoming very soon as well. But right now I wanted to, obviously you guys know that I'm writing a book. It's a science fiction book, but a lot of my inspirations come from fantasy books, and I want to show a few of them to you, so that you can kind of understand a little bit of what inspires me. Okay, so let me show you the first one. Hey guys, this is the first book that has inspired me. This is The Time Riders by Alex Scarrow. It's a science fiction it is a science fiction. It's about three sort of teenagers that I'm going to read the back of it so you can, because this is, but I'll explain it a little bit more. Liam O'Connor should have died at sea in 1912 on the Titanic. Maddie Carter should have died in a plane crash in 2010, and Sal Vikram should have died in a fire in 2026. And basically, there's these people that have been rescued, these teenagers who've been rescued on the brink of their deaths and taken to be basically recruited as time riders, whose job it is to fix, after time machines have been invented, basically. Their job is to kind of fix, to put it bluntly, fuck-ups in the timeline, so that, when people are vaulted with history, they have to fix it, basically. So there's a series. This is just the first one. As you go along the series, now I've not finished the series, I've just kind of done up to, I read 5 of the books, but I did not finish the series, but up until what I read, it just got a bit too dark for me. But this is, it's a bit like the world is over, the world is gonna, humans are gonna destroy the earth, and I know that that's kind of the basis of my own book, and a lot of the ideas from my book kind of came from this. The idea of humans destroying the earth, this was very much taken from here. But it's just got a little bit too the world is doomed, we're all gonna die, and it was, I couldn't deal with it anymore. So this is The Time Riders. If you are into dark type, sci-fi type stuff, and if you're into history, which is the reason why I first got into this, I love history, I definitely recommend it. Second book is the Solar series by Gail Carriger. I forget who the author is sometimes, which actually sucks. So yeah, this is Gail Carriger, and it's set in Victorian times, and it's kind of like a paranormal romance thing. It's about a woman called hang on, let me check. Alexia. I thought it was Alexa. No, it's Alexia. Alexia Tarabotti. You know what? I'm not really so aware. She's called Alexia Tarabotti, and she's like a preternatural, and she has the ability. She's kind of got a superpower. She can kind of defang vampires and declaw werewolves, just with a single touch. So when she touches them, they kind of lose their powers. And she ends up marrying a werewolf called Conal Macon. I think, Lord Macon. Macon. I call him Macon, but I guess he's called Macon. Lord Macon. Whatever. Read it and tell me what your pronunciation with that would be. Anyway, it's a good one. It's set in Victorian times. I love Victorian times, so this is, yay. Yeah. Oh my god, guys. Mary Stewart. This is my favourite author in the whole, I've ripped to the back. I used to go through a phase, I've ripped the front as well. I used to go through a phase when I was younger, not anymore, but I used to go through a phase where I would literally, because I think it's ADHD related, but I'd be reading the books and I'd sort of peel off the cover as I was doing it, because I needed something with my hands to do. I don't know what, I actually have no idea what the hell that was about. Anyway, I've destroyed many books, but Mary Stewart, OMG. Guys, if you love murder mysteries, Her style is a little bit like vintage. Like I think this is set in the 50s, but she's really good at plot twists and turns. So honestly, really recommend Mary Stewart. She's fabulous, absolutely amazing. The Gabriel Hounds is probably one of my favourites. Actually, no, it's not. The Nine Coaches Waiting is my favourite, but this is the Gabriel Hounds. Anyway, recommend this. Definitely recommend it. This is slated by Terry. I kind of love that name, Terry. Anyways, it's kind of a dystopian sort of. It's set in I think it's set in the future, and it's all sort of political. The government's like controlling everybody, and they put if people get in trouble for like having bad ideas against the government, they get what's called slated, which is basically they get their whole memories removed, and then they get taken away from their family and placed with another family. The first book in the series is good, but the second book was a little bit too dark. I was a bit like, what the hell's happening here? But I definitely recommend the first book because it's a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough room on this recording because I've chosen so many books to show to you all. I don't really have enough room on this recording to tell you really about them. If you request a specific review on a specific book, I will do that for you. But right now I kind of have to blaze through them all because I've chosen so many, which sucks. I'm sorry. A lot of these are young adult books. This one in particular is. This is by Sarah Manning, and it's called Nobody's Girl. This is a modern book. It's not a fantasy. It's kind of more of an adventure journey type book, and it's sort of set in. It's set mainly in Paris. Some bits in London and some bits in Spain. I think Spain. There was bits in other places as well. Yeah, no, Spain. It's basically about this girl who gets kind of cajoled into going on holiday with these popular girls just because they think that because she's quite dependable and kind of she's the sort of person that would never get in trouble for doing anything basically. So these popular girls take her on holiday simply because I think their mums had kind of said to them, right, well, you're only allowed to go if you take this girl with you because she'll keep you out of trouble. And then they kind of end up being twits, and she ends up leaving and going kind of on her own adventure. And again, I will review this but I really recommend it. It's just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Really, I don't know what it really is actually. I feel like I've got to blaze through these because I don't have enough room on this recording to talk about them all in detail. Again, I've ripped this one a tiny bit. Love this. Oh, where to start with these? This is the last book in the series. I think it might be. No, the last book. But there is it's the Infernal Devices. It's the last book of the Infernal Devices, or is it the middle book of the? It's one of the book of the Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. Awesome, love it. Again, set in Victorian times. I'm starting to see a theme here. The price tag is still on it. Okay. But yeah, this is I mean, obviously this is popular right now. This is the Shadow Hunters series, or one of the Shadow Hunter series. It's kind of about half angel, Nephilim, seraphim, one of the things. Anyway, angels of some sort, or half angels of some sort. I'm not Christian, so I don't know what the difference is. Nephilim. I think, yeah, Nephilim. So yeah, recommend it. It's the sort of the side series to the Mortal Instruments. And set. I've never read the Mortal Instruments. This is good. Alright, okay. This is a kid's book, but I don't care. It's good. The Witch Trade is it's set in modern times, and it's about light witches, and there's some night witches in it too, who use a thing that's called ice dust, which you can only get in freezing temperatures. There's some amazing, well thought out characters, such as Abby. There's a girl called Abby in it who is a light witch, but she doesn't know about it. A guy called Spike, who is, I'm not going to ruin it actually, he was washed up on shore, and now lives with Abby. Captain Starlight is my favourite character. There's a few different ones, they're amazing. Even though it's a kid's book, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's by Michael Malloy. I should have said that first of all. The Witch Trade is amazing. Atlantis boats. Find out how to defeat a night witch by tickling them. How weird is that? But I like it. It's fabulous. I don't care that it's a kid's book. Not ashamed. It's awesome. Wolfsbane. Oh no, Nightshade. Nightshade and Wolfsbane. They're a 2-part series, I think, about a girl called Calla, who is a guardian, which is kind of like a werewolf. And she's, you know what I love about this? Let me show you this. Like the chapters, each have like a moon on it, and then as you go along, it kind of. Let me show you another chapter. It actually goes like the moon gets fuller and then like wanes again. So it's like all the chapters kind of have like this moon thing on them. Which is kind of good since they're obviously werewolves, kind of. They're called guardians, but they're kind of like, because they can change into wolves at will rather than just on the full moon. But I recommend it. I love how the werewolves, the guardians, they're kind of, in their school, they're kind of feared, but also kind of admired. So they're kind of like the popular kids, but also kind of, people are scared of them a bit, and I love that she has like her own little pack that she's kind of the boss of, and it's really well thought out. I like it. Getting near the end of these now. The Singing is the last book in the Books of Pelennor. The other books I will tell you now are the Gift, the Riddle, the Crow, and then the Singing is the last one. And again, it's ripped because I'm an idiot. But this is amazing. The Riddle is my favourite book in the series. It follows a girl called Myrad. I think she's called Myrad. Maeerad. Myrad. I think it's pronounced Myrad. And she's kind of a bard, which is kind of like a witch. But she also finds out she's part elemental spirit, elemental being. And she goes on this epic adventure that takes her all over the land of Anna, which is where this is set. And it is, to date, my favourite series of books. Yeah. I can officially say that it is, to date, my favourite. It's by Alison Croggan, and they should make this into a movie. They should make this into a series of movies. This is amazing. This book, this series is epic. This is not the first book. I couldn't find it on my bookshelf. You know, I've got so many. I'll show you my bookshelf at some point. It's massive, and there's lots and lots of books. This is by Meg Cabot. It's the Missing series, following Jess Mastriani. There was a TV series based on this, actually, I think in the 90s, 90s or 90s. Crossing over, I think. And it follows a girl called Jess Mastriani who was struck by lightning, and now she has psychic powers. And she was captured and held by the government for a while, who kind of wanted her to like help her find missing kids. Because that's why it's called Missing. Because with her psychic powers, she helps find missing children. But she's captured by the government, and she goes through a whole bunch of adventures. So this is one of them. This is the third book in the series. It's a 5-parter, and it's Missing Sanctuary, Missing Safe House. There's a lot of them. Just look out for them. Missing by Meg Cabot. There's loads of them. They're awesome. And the last one is, you know, she's just got a really great sense of humour. I think I am going to review this in full for you. She's really, really funny. Jess is really sassy. Awesome. I kind of wish I was more like Jess. I don't know why I've stuck dots all over it. You know, I've only just realised that I've stuck dots all over it. She's got an earring and a weird dot on her boob. You know what? I do some weird things sometimes. I don't know what that's about. Okay guys, these aren't actually in any kind of order. This I read recently. It's A School for Good and Evil. It's kind of, oh, it has a 3-part series. It's a 3-part series, guys. Look, it says in the back. It's really good. It turns the whole idea of fairy tales on their head, and talks about how you don't have to be. It's about these 2 girls who I can't remember the name of. I did read this recently, but you know what, my memory sucks. It's about these 2 girls, and one of them kind of looks like a witch, and one of them kind of looks like a princess. But even though one is a princess and she wants to be a princess, and one is a witch and she doesn't really give a shit either way. The one that looks like a witch is actually the princess, and the one that looks like a princess is actually the witch, because she has an ugly personality. And it kind of, I love that it turns fairy tales on their head. How, you know, you may look like the villain, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are. And you may look like the princess, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are. It kind of teaches people to look inside people rather than just the first impression, and I love that. This is by Soman Chianani. Check it out. Oh, is this mirror version? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's a good one. Very good. I love the fairy tale aspect of it. This next one is my favourite. I'll show you in a second. This book, Catkin, by Nick Green, had me prancing around for like years and years and years thinking I was a cat. And the premise behind this book, and I am going to review this. This is one of the ones that I'm definitely sure that I am going to review. This book is about these 2 kids called Ben and Tiffany, who are kind of neglected for different reasons. Like, they're both kind of lonely for different reasons, and so they decide to join this club called the Catkin and learn a kind of a lost art called Pashki, which is like how to, like what priests of Egypt used to do. Priests of the goddess Bastet, or Pasht, and it kind of allows them to have sort of cat-like superpowers. They can sort of balance on fences, and they can see in the dark, and they can do all these things. And so they learn this lost talent. But things happen, and they have to rescue something. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I will review it. It's awesome. It really is. I tried to learn all the things that it says in here, trying to be a cat like myself, but just succeeded in actually just making me look stupid. So yeah, that was my last book. So tell me which ones you want me to review. Obviously, ones like the Mortal Instruments have, oh no, sorry, not the Mortal Instruments, the Infernal Devices do already have reviews to them, so I don't need to do those, because it's quite popular, and it also has a series attached to it, kind of, the Mortal Instruments does. Anyway, so I'm not going to be doing that one. I will do Missing, I will do the Catkin, probably will do the Witch Trade as well. You know what, I might do all of them. So look out for those videos. Obviously, the one I'm doing on IMVU will be coming soon, as well as one on fairies. That will be happening very soon too. So I'm going to go. I'm going to say peace, guys. So I also just want to thank you guys for your support. Support on Twitter has been amazing. Support on Instagram has been awesome. Support on YouTube has been just excellent. So thank you guys so much. And look out for my book, Mari the Tale of an Oidie, which hopefully will be done by the end of the year, certainly. Hopefully, if I can get it edited and the book art done and everything like that soon, that's what I'll do. So look out for that. It's amazing. It's fabulous. It's kind of got a bit of all of these things in it. It's not set in Victorian times, it's set in the future. But hey. Okay, so I'm going to go. Guys, peace.